Hello, everyone, and welcome to Global Student Chat. Thank you for joining in today, wherever you are. Today, we're going to be discussing digital citizenship through a global lens as part of Digital Citizen Day, which takes place tomorrow, and also as part of Media Literacy Week happening this week. Global Student Chat is a student-led Twitter chat that connects K through 12 students worldwide to discuss topics and questions related to character education, social justice, and citizenship. Global Student Chat creates opportunities for students to network with others, gain perspective, build relationships with new learning partners in a literacy-rich learning environment, experience social media as a powerful platform for learning, and establish a positive digital footprint. Thank you so much for joining us. To start, I'm going to turn things over to Simar, who will explain how to use back channels to get involved in the conversation.
Thank you, Mr. Drezek, and hello to everybody tuning in from around the world. I'm Simmer, and we'd love to get to know you. So feel free to share your first name and where from the world you're joining today. With respect to the Tech Talk, if you're watching us on YouTube, you can start chatting with the Global Student Chat team by signing in with the Google account and using the chat feature to comment or ask a question. If you have Twitter, follow the hashtag Global Student Chat to read ideas, thoughts, questions shared by others, and add your thinking to build upon the conversation. We'll be using the Q1A1 format, and if you ask questions, we'll be bringing it live on the panel. Please remember that the audience for this chat is K to 12, so your comments and questions should be appropriate for all agents. Passing the mic to Rebecca.
Thank you, Samar. And I would just like to I'm going to start by introducing our expert panelists on board. So Mr. Matthew Johnson, if you'd like to go ahead and give a little introduction.
Thanks. My name is Matthew Johnson, and I'm the Director of Education for Media Smarts, which is Canada's Centre for Digital Media Literacy. We're one of the partners in Media Literacy Week, and we do research and produce resources for parents, teachers, young people, and the general public, all about every aspect of digital media literacy.
Thank you, sir. That was great. And I'm going to go ahead and start the introductions of our team. So I'll start myself. My name is Rebecca. I am a grade 11 student at Cardinal Carter Catholic High School in Aurora. And I joined this about a year ago, and I'm super excited for today's meeting. So I'm going to start by passing it on to Darcy. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, my name is Darcy. I'm a grade 12 student at Appleby College, but I'm originally from Goderich, Ontario, and I'm super excited to chat with you guys all today.
Beautiful. Naima, would you like to go next?
Hi, my name is Naima. I am a grade 8 student, and I go to the Montgomery Virtual Academy, and I'm from Bethesda, Maryland, and I'm really excited to be in this discussion.
Great. Simar?
Sure. I'm Simar Mohanty, an 11th grade student changemaker and STEMness hailing from Bangalore, India. Absolutely excited and thrilled for my first ever tweet and talk today.
Beautiful. Harshi?
Okay, so hello everyone, this is Paresh Mehta. I'm a grade 5 student in Sunbeam English School, Bhagwan, India, and I'm super excited for today's tweet and talk session. And this is my first ever Global Student Chat meeting because I just joined a month ago.
Exciting. And Madeline?
Hi, I'm Maddie, and I am in grade 8. I go to Stikine Middle School in Wrangell, Alaska, and I'm super excited to be here. I've been on this chat for about 2 years.
Fantastic. Namia?
Thank you so much, Rebecca. So, hi everyone. I'm Namya Joshi, a grade 10 student at Satpal Middle School, India. And it's so nice to hear everybody being back on the Tweet and Talk. And like Madeline, this is my second year at the Global Ed Student Chat. So I'm very excited to start off with the first Tweet and Talk with everyone and listening to their thoughts as well as sharing my own with them.
Beautiful. And Miss Kathy, Mr. Michael, if you guys would like to give a little something as well.
Sure. Thanks, Sarah. Well, super excited seems to be the key word. I too am super excited about this. This is my first Tweet and Talk. I'm a retired principal, just helping on the sidelines here as an educator, very interested in student talk. So thanks to everyone for being here, and I look forward to the next half hour.
Thanks, Kathy. I'm Michael Drezik. I'm a district technology integration specialist at Lakeshore CSD in Angola, New York. I've been part of the global ed or global student chat team for a few years now, and just really enjoy amplifying student voice and learning with and from all of these amazing students from around the globe.
Great, thank you everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce Parshi, who's going to be reading our norms.
So thanks, Rebecca. And so I'll be just telling you the norms, whether you're returning to Global Student Chat or your first member. These are the norms that are developed by the student leads, and these are: we'll have 30 minutes to discuss 3 questions. Please be mindful that this chat is open to students studying in K 12. Active participation from all classes is how we learn. That's a main point. Our comments made during the chat should be productive and positive. We welcome diverse opinions. You may not agree with something someone has said, but we ask that when challenging an idea that you respectfully disagree with the idea, not the individual person. Being respectful online includes using language that is inclusive and culturally appropriate. And thanks in advance to make this a great place to connect, learn, and share. Passing the mic to Darcy, who will be introducing the questions.
Thank you for outlining our norms for today. The first question that we're starting off with today is, why should students be global digital citizens in today's world?
That's a really lovely question, Darcy. And I think I can start with the answer. So I actually believe that, digital citizenship isn't just about staying safe online, but it's a lot more than that. Like it's about engaging with others with respect and empathy when we are online, evaluating the accuracy, perspective, and validity of any type of information that is available online, and using technology and best of it tech for good that is mostly inclined for civic engagement. And in this way we can be a force of good online. And also it means to prioritize our activities online and offline, and knowing how to be safe online and creating safe spaces for others as well. And when we can do all of these things, I guess that is what makes us an impactor and a good digital citizen. So that is like I think why students should be global digital citizens in today's world.
Wow, that was a great answer, Namia. It's a tough one to follow. So I think that students should be global digital citizens in today's world, because it is important for students to start their journey towards becoming a good global digital citizen now, because it is, in fact, the students of today that are our future. So what kids learn and start practicing now will become the habits that they follow and teach to future generations forever. Additionally, online platforms such as social media, e-learning, and the general internet browser itself are all crucial factors of people's lives in today's world. And as time goes on, digital platforms become more important, depended on, and used daily. It's general knowledge that everything seen digitally was once created by a person behind the screen. So being a good global digital citizen means that you are a conscientious and respectful individual who strives to establish a sense of global community in all of your online and offline relationships, duties, and endeavors. So circling back to my first point, and tying this all together, what I'm trying to say is, if students become good global digital citizens today, we are protecting the future of tomorrow.
Absolutely. Building upon what beautiful thoughts Rebecca said, according to me, it's crucial for students to be global digital citizens today. We are like the first ever generation to experience a world where we cannot even think about a time of existence without the internet. And that's why some people assume that the young people would be completely adept in navigating through the digital world. But that's not the case all the time. There are new challenges that students face, like sorting through, comprehending, and using all of the knowledge available at a click of a button. Like, what good are hundreds of Google searches if you don't know how to distinguish between relevant material from spam? There's a dire need to teach students how to behave online, model responsible and polite behavior to prevent cyberbullying. And children like us still need to be taught how to protect their identities and themselves and notify a trusted adult when things don't go in your way and you feel that something's going wrong. It's essential to ensure that students are made aware about certain hazards like hacking, piracy, viruses, and most importantly, teaching them that about plagiarism and giving credit where it is due. Addiction to technology must be taken note of as well because it can have a severe consequence on students' mental and physical wellness as well. And to summarize it all, it is a critical need to equip young people of today with the knowledge, skills, and attitudes needed to deal with these online challenges that they will surely face, and educate them on how to connect with online material in an ethical and safe manner, tell the difference between news and opinion, reality and fiction, critically reflect upon information, protect their own and others' privacy, and use their voice to change the world and drive positive actions as the global digital citizens of today.
Okay, just building off what has already been said, I definitely think it's important for students to be global digital citizens in today's world because technology is like evolving and we just use it like more and more every day. So it's really important for us to know how to use it because we're just going to be using it more and more. And once we get the basics of being a digital citizen, there will be so many opportunities that will come our way when we really know how to use technology. So it's just critical that we figure out how to use it at an early age. That way, when it evolves, when we're older, we'll understand what we're doing and just have way more things we can do with it.
And I just want to say, first of all, it's so wonderful to hear these amazing answers from these amazing young people. It's one of the reasons why I always, every year, enjoy this event so much. I want to add just a couple of things. And, the first is that we don't have a choice about being global digital citizens. As soon as you are using the internet, you're a digital citizen. You're contributing, you're participating just as much as an adult. And we're global citizens too, because there's very few borders online. We can see right here how easy it is to connect with other people. We know how easy it is for information to flow from country to country for good or for ill. So we are global digital citizens, whether we want it or not. It's a question of what we do with that responsibility and what we do with those rights. And that's the other thing that I wanted to add, because we've been hearing great things about the responsibilities that go with digital citizen, but I really want to highlight too that as digital citizens, we have rights. You have legal rights that don't go away. So, for instance, if you're in a Commonwealth country, you have fair dealing rights. If you're in the United States, you have fair use rights. But also, you have rights that go beyond your legal rights. You have the right and the power to set the norms of your online communities, to be a part of shaping the values of what's considered acceptable and unacceptable and how people behave in your online communities. So it's really important to remember that we have power as digital citizens and not just responsibilities, although the people on this panel have done such a great job of telling us about some of those really important responsibilities as well.
Okay, if no one else wants to jump in, I think we can move on to the next question. I think that was a great conversation. So our second question for today is how can we manage the impact of our digital footprint? And this can either be positive or negative.
I think I can chime in here to establish dialogue. Um, in my opinion, I think it's a common misconception that only those with anything to hide want to minimize their digital footprint. But in reality, if you value your privacy or believe that your data should be yours and only yours alone, you should consider monitoring and structuring the impact of your digital footprint, which can be positive and negative. It's vital to conduct an internet based self study by using quotations around your name in any search engine. And believe me, it may provide certain surprising results, and that is what we exactly want to know, as this keeps us up to date with our digital footprint and demonstrates how important and transparent the internet can actually be. When you post anything on the internet, consider how you want your family, friends, and teachers to perceive you. Take care not to overshare, post questionable photographs, or leave unpleasant comments. Instead, boost your internet presence by publishing positive content and participating in activities that have positive impact. I believe that we should also examine the privacy statement and the terms and conditions of different networking platforms, because these help us to understand what kind of data is being collected, why is it being collected, who could it be shared with, and how our information could be utilized on different websites or applications. And if in case we find any unfavorable content on the internet, we must go ahead and try to remove it at the best of our abilities, and always keep in mind that it takes some amount of time and work to eliminate the digital footprint. It's the internet that we are talking about. So it's, to sum it all up, it's crucial to remember to think twice, thrice, maybe a billion, million times before posting. So you should ensure that what you're sharing is true, helpful, inspiring, necessary, and kind. So think before you post.
That's really well said, Simar. And I would also like to add here by talking about, the 6 P's of the positive digital footprint, because one must know like how they can, positively affect their own digital footprint. So here, like, I would like to mention about, first of all, personal information. That is, not sharing our personal information with anybody unless it's the people we trust, like our family. And then next comes privacy. For example, keeping our passwords private and not sharing with anybody, because that is really vital. Third is pause and paste. We must ensure that we don't overshare and think before we share. Fourth is positive. Like Simar said, sharing positive information can boost up somebody's mood. And also, in this way, you are helping, giving out your own thoughts as well by spreading positivity. Fifth is protecting. By don't bully back online. If somebody's bullying you, just inform your parents. And sixth is permission. That is most important if you have permission to view and share information online. So if we keep these 6 P's in mind, then I'm sure each and every one can have and can create their own positive digital footprint.
Wow, Namia, that was a great answer. Like, yeah, to second that, I don't think I've heard of the 6 P's before either, but that's really great to know of. Um, to follow that, I would like to say one way that I believe we can work towards successfully managing the impact of our digital footprints left behind is by monitoring the amount of information we give a site and being aware of our digital surroundings at all time. So to further dive into this point, I strongly believe in age restrictions and limits on things because I think this is like crucially important. Um, lost myself. Sorry. I say this because young children, generally around the ages of 10 and under, don't really understand the severity of putting personal information into anything online that asks for it. So children can easily mistake fraud websites for fun games or trustworthy things that they feel comfortable enough with to put their personal information in. Like, for example, their home address, their line, phone numbers, anything like that. So as mature students at this age, and we are the ones shaping the world, I do believe it's our responsibility to help spread awareness on this matter. And this is one way that we ourselves could help others learn to manage an unintentional digital footprint left behind on the internet.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I also think that when people think of digital footprints, a lot of the time they think of the negative impact we can have. I completely agree that that is a very real thing. But I also think it's important to think of the positive impact we could have and really let your imagination kind of run wild, in the sense that just the internet's such a limitless place with infinite opportunities. I think one of those opportunities is happening right now. We're all talking and engaging in such an important conversation. And this is just an example of how you can contribute to a positive digital footprint. So I think just looking for those opportunities is also really important.
Yeah, I think that what everyone said is really great. And I want to add by saying that not only thinking before we post is like an important thing, but also looking at it or like analyzing it from different perspectives and making sure that what you say online like isn't going to hurt someone else or isn't going to incentivize someone to make a negative post or do something negative on the internet that could hurt multiple people.
Yeah, and just adding to that, like I think like when you like get jobs, some people might look at like your accounts on social media, and if they see like you were like posting something bad, then they might just not like really consider you as someone to hire, because if you posted something insensitive or like weren't just caring about what you post, it can like really affect what is to come in your future. And also just like making sure you don't post something too private or like post like super strong opinions that could really hurt someone's feelings. Or like I live in a small town, so like drama spreads through, things like that, and you just really want to make sure that you're being careful about what you post.
Okay, so I just have to go with a brief one. So I'll just say that positive digital footprint is more core, because like each thing has two sides, that's positive and negative. So positive sides also always good. So the positive digital footprint is really important for us to keep up date, because we have to set up privacy settings, and privacy is very important. So we have, like I just agree, totally agree with this age restrictions, because you have to think before you post, and that's really important. And think before you post, we have to do that, because like we can just like we have to post anything that's appropriate for all ages. Like global student chat is appropriate for K to 12, and that's how we keep everything productive and positive. So posting positively online is very important. And personalization can really can be positive or negative. So we should limit social media to what to keep it professional, because that's how we learn. And like students, as we went in the first question, that students should really be really restricted to social media accounts, because they have to first think before before they go. So I'll just call up Matthew so he can continue.
Thanks, and terrific answers once again. I just wanted to add a couple of things. First is just to make sure everyone knows there are ways that you can limit how much data is collected about you when you're online. And one really useful one is using browser plugins like Privacy Badger, or apps like Disconnect or Blockada that basically prevent websites or apps from collecting data that you don't want them to collect. I'm also going to say that we do need to remember that as much as we contribute to our own digital footprint, we also contribute to other people's digital footprints as well. And so we do need to think about, when we're posting photos or anything about other people, we need to think about the impact it could have on them. And ideally, you want to actually check with them and make sure that it's okay, because you don't know what other people are thinking. You don't know what's going on in other people's lives. And so you never know whether a photo that seems okay to you or a video that seems okay to you might be embarrassing or might get someone in trouble. But the last thing I will say, as much as we want to think about our digital footprint, it's also really important when you're online to be honest and to be yourself. It's really stressful. It's hard on our mental wellness to always be curating who we are, always be putting up a good front. And there's a lot of evidence that social media and the internet in general have a much more healthful effect on us if we are honest about the struggles that we're going through, the good and the bad times in our lives, and we don't feel pressure to be perfect all the time.
I definitely agree. I think authenticity is so important in this day and age, especially with social media. We're going to move on to our next question, unless anyone else has anything to add. Okay, so our final question for today is, how can digital citizenship promote diversity?
I can start with this question. I think that digital citizenship can promote diversity by giving more representation for minorities. Like, for example, like adding darker shades or representing people of color or other people of different minorities in video games or like human-like default avatars.
That's a really great answer, Naima. And just to add to it, I believe that technology helps modeling and promoting digital citizenship. And we all are students here. And we as students have experienced that digital communication and collaboration tools um, have helped us to have like more connected people, like learning experience around us, and that has helped us to be like open to hearing and respectfully recognize multiple viewpoints and engage with others online with respect and empathy. And the global student chat is the best example of that. We were listening to each other and respectfully, and also just taking in the viewpoints and then sharing ours as well.
Absolutely. Building upon that and continuing the conversation, I think that one of the first responsibilities of a global digital citizen is to ensure openness in digital spaces for minority groups, the opinions of people from every walk of life. And I think it's crucial to encourage and demonstrate appropriate digital etiquettes and social interactions with technology and information. All in all, building and modeling cultural understanding and global awareness using the digital age communication and collaboration, which can be powered by many technology tools to interact with people from different cultures. I think that as global digital citizens, we must always ask ourselves two questions before sharing anything with our community. First, being who is my audience and how diversified are they? And second, how can I make my material accessible and inclusive to the possible spectrum of these people, to guarantee that their digital experiences that you provide to your audience is catering to diversity. I think that we should recognize that we are humans and examine our communication style, that is how we write and post, creating a sense of empowerment amongst our community. I strongly believe that in a world where we can be anything, we should choose to be kind. And who knows that your act of kindness might become somebody's sunshine for the day. So if you're addressing people with impairments, always refer to the person first and then the disability. And when you're referring to the disability, you should make sure to use the correct terminology and treat them with respect. So, all in all, once they see that people's voices are being heard and respected, they will voice out their own perspectives and opinions, and we can gain more insight into the world that we live in. And that's how I believe that we can practice digital citizenship and promote diversity in our environment.
Wow, that was a fantastic answer, Samar. I'll follow. For my answer, I say, as mentioned before in earlier questions, our world is developing just as much online as it is physically, maybe even a little bit more online, actually. Almost all of our news, information, reports, entertainment, and education comes from things stated and shared online. For example, this live broadcast right now. Um, Subsequently, digital citizenship is the process of developing skills and knowledge to effectively use the internet and digital technologies. So, different diversities, including culture and religion, are shared by our digital citizens of today. They educate other people on different things about other races, and this is important This is an important factor in spreading/promoting diversity the right way.
Beautiful answer, Rebecca. And I'll say about digital citizenship promoting diversity is I'll just tell first the three most important elements of digital citizenship, and they are respect, educate, and protects, right? So the first one only says respect, and that's how we're promoting diversity. We are respecting others people's diverse opinions, and then we'll go with other one. So I'll just totally agree with Namias that global student chat really is an platform where we learn, inspire, and work together, and we welcome diverse opinions from each other, no matter what race, culture, or religion we have. But then we are welcoming diverse opinions, and that's how a way to learn, as I said in my before answers. So I'll just say that in real life as well, I'll say my country is really unity in diversity. Our country is the country of unity and diversity, that's India, and here we welcome all types of people and races or whatever that is, and that's how global student chat works. um, the diverse opinions, and as Kathy once told, that always person first. So person, so we'll just like person, and then you become a global citizenship. That you become a global citizen. I'm sorry. And then you promote citizenship. So these are three important steps that you should always follow. And I'll just say, if there's anyone next, that they can go.
Yeah, so just these are all great points, and just adding a bit to this, like, um, digital citizenship can promote diversity, like just being very respectful online of different cultures, religions, disabilities too. You can like, if you're like more open-minded and very respectful, you can like connect with people because they see, oh, this person is like very respectful and nice person, and personally have a disability, and I have like connected with people like me on social media, and just being very aware of who is on social media and who is watching you. um it just is great, and you can really meet cool people and have a lot of opportunities come your way.
Great responses again from everybody. And the last thing I want to add is simply that as digital citizens, we have the power and the responsibility to push back when we encounter racism, sexism, homophobia, or any kind of prejudice online. We have the power to make those things unacceptable because research has shown that it's the loudest 10% of any community that sets the norms and values for that community. And our own research has shown us that most young people feel it's important to speak out when we encounter prejudice online, but most young people also don't realize that most other young people feel that way. And so it so often takes that first voice and then the second voice to make people realize that the people who are pushing hatred and prejudice are in the minority, and that those values don't have to be the accepted values of our online spaces.
Thank you so much, Mr. Matthew, for sharing your thoughts. It's really inspiring listening from you, and everybody as well sharing their thoughts about how diversity is really important and can promote digital citizenship. And although this live discussion is ending, we invite you to continue this conversation all month long. And our first slow chat question is, what are your strategies to handle cyberbullying? Well, if I had to answer that, I would say informing our elders, don't retaliate, take a screenshot for proof, blocking and reporting the cyberbully, stopping, frequently checking the posts, and most importantly, taking a break from social media. So look for this and our other slow chat questions, and be sure to keep the conversation going by using the Global Student Chat hashtag the rest of the month so our team can interact with you. And now I request Rebecca to share her concluding thoughts regarding today's student talk.
Thank you, Namia. I'm just going to run through a few thank yous. So I'd like to say thank you for everyone that's joined us for our Global Student Chat live broadcast today. Thank you to all of our student team on panel. This includes Darcy, myself, Madeline, Namia, Parshi, and Samar. And an extra special thank you to our student guests on panel, Naima. Be sure to check out her podcast, Let's K-12 Better. And again, thank you to our expert on panel today, Mr. Matthew Johnson. And Maddie, if you'd like to take over from here.
Okay, so our social media ambassador program. So are you a digital leader or want to become one? Hashtag Global Student Chat is always seeking student social media ambassadors. This information can be found on globaledsschat.com, and we are always looking for students who excel or are looking to grow their digital leadership skills. Please follow us and connect with us on social media. Our website is globalstudentchat.com. Twitter is at Global Student Chat. Instagram is also at Global Student Chat. And TikTok is XXX. I'm sorry. Watch for details about next month's chat, which will be posted on our website on the 1st of each month. The next Global Student Chat Live will take place November 15th at 1 p.m. The topic is Carving a Path to Success. Thanks again for joining us. See you online.